because he has no one else to do. See, he stops, he's a little confused. So now we can drop an Olog or whatever tank you want, and now we can put DPS down and a healer. And now we should be absolutely good to go. You can see we had just enough cost to pull it off, and we're just going to melt this guy away.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 54 on our grind for glory. Guys, GR2-19, that is the theme for today. I think fairly appropriately timed. You can see we have a Vault in the Sands tournament live. Guys, this is a very hard, very annoying stage. It took me 4 different streams worth of grinding, probably like 10 hours before I was able to make it work. We are going to do full sequencing, full placements. It's going to be a full walkthrough. It's not going to be like a straight up guide, but I'm really going to take you through every step by step, just grab you by the hand and walk you through how to beat the stage with these specific heroes. When I can, I'll shout out alternatives. But yeah, guys, it is tricky. And guys, we are not going to use Virna. We are not going to use Sadie. We are not going to use Dolores. We are not going to use Laurel. So I'm trying to make this as free to play friendly as possible. I am going to use my Comet. I'm going to use my Arrogance. It's a hard stage. You got to bring some of your heavy hitters. Those can be swapped out for other people though, as I will shout out. But without further ado, let's get into Gear Raid 2, stage 19. You can see we've beaten it, but Power of Dominance is off. Let's head right in, guys. This is the squad. The things of note here, I think for sure, without a doubt, you need Decimus, no doubt in my mind. For this specific composition, it doesn't have to be Arrogance, but you need some really good ranged melee unit. So I think Zila 2 would be the other obvious choice. I also think Valkyra would be tremendous for this fight. You absolutely need Volca. She helps a bit just as a warm body, but most importantly, an A1 Volca kind of is required because we want that minus 25% revival time when we do redeploy. There's kind of 2 ways of beating this, guys. There's you put everyone down, pick them up, put them down, pick them up, kind of cheese your way through it. You can also just clump it and tank through it. We're going to do a bit of a hybrid, and because the way we're able to do that is on the back of Regulus. I have 6-starred my Regulus. His ultimate is very, very good for this fight. I know he's a legendary champion, but a lot of people have him. He increases his max HP, and then he shares 45% of the damage dealt. So otherwise, all our allies would get one shot by that Screech, but he allows us to survive just a bit. I will also say Baron, not the most uncommon epic champion there is. He is very, very good because of his unwielding. I'll show you that. Unyielding. This lets him not die. You're gonna want a fully skilled up Baron, at least on this move, to get 8 seconds of unyielding. So you can kind of time him out very well with Decimus. It works like a charm. Anybody else worth shouting out? Vortex is really, really good for this fight, guys. Really good with the shields. Maybe you're gonna be able to pull him on the 10x. My Vortex, just for full transparency, because we just did pulls, my Vortex is now A5. However, when I actually beat this, you guys can go back to the stream, he was only A2. I do think A2 helps a ton though, because you're getting plus 1200 HP. Yeah, what else? Who else needs to be shouted out? Comet, he can be replaced for sure, but you're gonna need some form of really good AoE DPS. Probably magic damage is preferable. Virna obviously is the best for this fight. Comet works really well. I think Iona could work really well. I think Greed could work really well if you happen to have those really rare champions. But if you're a spender, you probably have Iona at least. She could work. I think that basically covers everything. Wrath is there for his Lord skill. A5 Wrath definitely helps with what we're going to do, but he's not necessary. You just might need a bit more damage. And then you will need a second healer. Our mid-on is pretty bad. So if you could build like a somewhat tanky, like Hollow, or even better yet, like an Eloin, that would be a lot better. But mid-on, she's pretty straightforward to use. She's HP based. Finally, Olog. It doesn't have to be Olog. You just need another tank. You need a 3rd tank on top of Baron and Regulus, and that basically covers it, guys. Hopefully I get this right now on my first try, but if you see me cut here, it's because it took me a couple tries. I just rehearsed it a few times before we started. I failed the first time, was able to do it the second time, so let's see. It is a very tight fight, guys. There's a lot going on. There's gonna be a lot of 1xing. So without further ado, immediately place your Arrogance or your ranged fighter. We can put this on 2x now, and now I'm gonna get ready with Decimus, guys. The best part about Decimus, not only that he gets the unyielding and doesn't die for a bit, but also I'll throw it on 1x here. He has a really quick redeployment time, so it's really nice. And he only costs 16 costs as well, whereas if I put one of my 2 tanks, epic tanks, that'd be 18 costs, or if I put my Regulus, that'd be 19 costs. And we're gonna need all the costs we can get for this stage. So we wait. Now that that first guy dies, we can already pick him up with my Arrogance. A few shots and this guy should die. Down he goes. We pick up Arrogance. So now we have everyone off the field. We're going to let the boss come out, do his first Shriek, and we're going to already get ready with Decimus. I'm probably going to do... Valkyria tells you this every time. Even though I've beaten the stage, she still tells me this every time. So here comes the Shriek from the Golem. Now the roly-poly-olies begin. We can throw this on 1x. You're going to want to place Decimus on that square right here, but once the Golem's almost there, or the roly-poly-olies, excuse me, so down he goes. We can wait. Once this guy rolls a bit, we can throw it on 1x. We can already place our Vortex. We can already place our Regulus. Now we get ready. We can click. It is a little painstaking, but the second they make contact, you pick up. You might take some practice timing it. Now these guys can go down. The second Arrogance is ready. We go. Sometimes if it lines up perfectly, guys, they'll both roll into Regulus. However, it's important, at least for me, that I get my Regulus down as soon as possible because he needs time to charge up his ult, because when it comes time for the next Shriek, there's going to be 3 big Shrieks, right? We've seen 1, but there's still 2 to go. When it comes time for the next big Shriek from the primitive Golem, we need to make sure he has his ultimate up. So there he goes. I can get ready here, and now with my, I can quickly place mid on. I waited a little too long there. Hopefully we're okay. Right when this guy reaches this square, guys, we can place our Wrath. It will line up really well with the timing from my experience with his ultimate. So his ultimate's up, and he's getting the nice heals from A5 Wrath. And now we just let it go. We can throw it on 2x here. Let really Arrogance do all the damage. We'll put Volca just to be safe, to make sure none of these guys kill Wrath, and then we put out some decent damage. I do have some solid gear, not amazing gear on my Volca. So you can see once we're down to these last 2, we can already pick up Volca and get ready for her. And now I'm going to throw this on 1x. Let's wait. Okay, this guy's going to drop in a second. All right, we pick up Wrath. Everyone else can stay. Right when it's at the end, we trigger Regulus. So he's gonna, if we did it right, which we did, he's gonna let everyone survive. Now these roly-poly-olies are coming. We can already place Baron, right? We're gonna need Baron to tank the first one because we're gonna need the Unyielding. And now right before the Earthshake, we can already trigger it with Vortex. And now I gotta get ready with Decimus. Decimus is gonna go right here, doing what he did before. Now let's wait. Let's let the first hit happen. Now we can trigger mid-on. And now there is some RNG if my mid-on's able to stay up. Hopefully she does. It looks like she's gonna. Here comes my Decimus. He just took another hit. Now we can pick up. We took 2 hits from Baron. We can pick up again. Let's get ready with Olog. Now these guys are both rolling. So now if we put down Olog, they're just going to insta-die. And now we can get some DPS down. So now we get down Comet. We're off to a great start. I actually think we're going to nail this on our first try while recording, guys. This sequencing is very important, guys. They're always going to target your first platform unit, so you're really going to want to make sure that's always Vortex. If it was my mid-on, she would be wiped. Obviously, if it was my Comet, he wouldn't last very long at all. My Comet's in my best gear, guys, so you're going to see some pretty solid damage out of him. But now we're just going to wait, and we're going to let everyone clean all this mess up. There's not really that much we have to do. We might be able to trigger Comet, but a lot of times I'm not even able to, but it doesn't matter. But we want to just start picking up as soon as possible. Okay, so let's just start picking up already. These guys should die. Let's see. It's going to be very tight here. Okay, we're on the 1x. I got to pick everyone up like instantaneously. Hopefully I can do this in time. Okay, I just got everyone up. You see, we took care of everything. So there's 5 enemies left. It's 2 roly-poly-olies and then the 1 big boss. So now we get ready. You can already place your Baron. Looks like we probably are going to get this, guys, as long as I don't mess up. Let's go 2x for a second. All right, let's get ready with our Decimus. It's the same pattern like we did before. Take the hit, and now we wait for them each to take their second hit, and then we pick up, and then this is the last really hard part to finesse. We're going to focus on Decimus since Baron's going to last a little longer. The second they make contact, which is right there, we pick up and we're gonna get ready. It can be Wrath or Volca. I'm just gonna take Wrath. Wait till they both start rolling, guys. The second they're in the square, we can trigger, and now down goes Baron. The second they're both in the square, they're both gonna make contact at the same time. We can trigger by dropping Volca. Amazing. So let's wait, let's wait, let's wait. Our Decimus should almost be ready. And now, guys, this is key. Place your Decimus and let this guy just like kill Decimus, or at least keep pounding and pounding and pounding. We'll see how long it makes it timing wise, but he's gonna hit the big hits on the floor, which is crazy AoE damage. Down goes Decimus. So he doesn't do 1 pound, and that should be it now because he has no one else to do. See, he stops, he's a little confused. So now we can drop an Olog or whatever tank you want, and now we can put DPS down and a healer. And now we should be absolutely good to go. You can see we had just enough cost to pull it off, and we're just going to melt this guy away. It doesn't have to be Olog, it could be anyone. You can see we'll have enough cost that we could always redeploy Decimus or Regulus or something, but we're just going to melt this guy away. I'm really happy. A lot of times, guys, when I'm like doing this over and over to try to get the perfect setup to have on film, it is an absolute headache. Sometimes it's taking me like 12, 13, 14 times because these things are so you know, by the skin of your teeth. I know I say that a lot, but there you go. This was absolutely my best strategy. And it was with, you know, there was some cheesy stuff taking things in and out. Of course we use Decimus, but everyone does. But you know, no Laurel, none of the Rage Mage for those crazy boosts, cheesing Laurel. No Dolores, I tried to make that accessible. We didn't bring Virna. Comet was pretty awesome, but if I had Iona, I would have tried it with her. I think this would absolutely work with Iona. If we look at the stats now, guys, you're gonna see Comet did quite well, but Arrogance really was our main carry. I think that basically covers it. I'm really excited that we just nailed it on the first try there. We can sell this thing off. We don't need that flat attack. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys heading into the tournament. Let me just head back to the team we ran so you can just see. And you guys, just to confirm, let's wait for this thing to move. That Power Dominance was off. I feel like I always want to drive that home because there's going to be someone yelling at me in the comments. We can go here now. I'll just quickly show you the gear on everyone. We'll start with our Nightmare units. So we have these 4 Nightmare units. Arrogance, he's in pretty solid gear. I've got him in a nice little insight set here for some extra crit. We got him at 92% crit, mediocre, very mediocre crit damage, solid attack, and pretty solid attack speed. Honestly, on my Arrogance, I'd love to see more. I'd love to see like 151 plus additional speed. So we got him at 126 plus for a total of 226. His attack interval goes down to 1.7. Again, I'd love to see this at like 1.6, but that's nitpicking. If it works, guys. You can see almost 19k attack. I'll show you the artifact really quickly. Void Gazer is really good for this because he's going to hit over to Wrath's side, the other column, the other vertical lane. That's really good. My Volca, just going for a lot of attack speed. Actually, not even that much on this build. A touch of HP, touch of attack. It's not a crazy build, not much crit. She's mostly there as a warm body and to provide the reduction in redeployment time, the revival time. So you can see about 15k attack, 33.5k HP. Solid attack control, but I do wish it was lower, and not such great crit. Touch of Rage Regen as well. Moving along to our Wrath here. We got him in a Night Terror set. This is solid gear, not amazing gear. This isn't plus 16. As you can see, again, attack speed here actually is very healthy. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Plus 180 is really good, plus 187. So we got a nice full second reduction in our attack interval. We got him at 1.6 seconds. Nice attack, nice HP. He's got great base stats, guys. Wrath is really fun to use. And honestly, not great crit rate, but really nice crit damage. I'm very happy with this Wrath build. I really don't move his gear around much because it's like a great, like, solid build where my best gear can go on other people, but this is just a solid build for Wrath. I'm fine with it. Baron, just build him like you'd build any tank. We went broken set here. If you could pull off Guardian, do it, but it doesn't really matter because you're mostly just trying to abuse that unyielding passive that he has. You see, this isn't even maxed out to get the full benefit here. This isn't maxed out. It's not perfect. We just went for a lot of HP and a lot of defense. Try to get over 80k and over 5k. So we were a bit low on the defense, but again, Wrath is probably the least important since we're really just leaning on that passive and to tank the roly-polioles. Let's talk about our other 2 tanks now, guys. Our other 2 defenders. So Regulus, nice solid build. You're going to want to pump his HP as high as it can go, basically. And I did get him into a Guardian set. That's because during his ultimate, when he does the damage share, he's going to increase his HP by 50%. So the more HP you put on him, the more he's going to increase. That's just common sense, right? So we got him at almost exactly 100,000 HP. That'd be pretty fun if we could get him there, but alas, we could not. He's got super duper high base defense when you got him 6 stars fully promoted. So it's actually pretty easy to get him over 6k defense. This is a solid build, guys. He's wearing Olog's Wall. I should actually quickly shout out also Olog's, actually no, North Will. This is pretty nice to get a quick little heal when the shield pops off. This is a really nice legendary artifact, guys. Olog as well is going to be wearing Olog's Wall. We can talk about his gear too. The exact same thing going on. Broken set, just going for over 80,000 HP and over 5k defense. Those are kind of the thresholds I use, at least for this kind of like mid-game, mid-late game kind of builds. He works though. Let me go quickly back. I should show the artifacts on these fighters, and we can also show Decimus. Decimus really doesn't matter what you have on him at all. I would say if you want to bring him to like 4 stars fully promo, why not? It just maybe gives him that much more tankiness to take like 1 extra hit before he goes into like the unyielding state. So we got Void Gazer here, like I said, to help with the range. We've got Scarlet Hunt, doesn't help at all, but it is plus 10, so we have some decent base stats. And then we've got a Ragnarok to help with a little extra crit damage. for our boy Wrath. And then if we go here, where are you, Decimus? You see I did get him level 40 full promo in a nothing artifact. I just had to put something on him. And his gear really doesn't matter. The only thing I would say is put him in a rapidity set. That will bring his cost down from 17 to 16. That does make a difference, as you saw in the fight. Let's head over now to our healers, and we can wrap this thing up already. This is pretty seamless to film so far. I'm pretty excited. I need to filter by heroes, not by gear though. So let's go to our healers here. So we got Vortex. I'm running him in Orb of Euphoria. This is an amazing one. Get that extra attack speed. It's going to help all your DPS. And then in terms of gear, it kind of is what it is. He's really low base HP. If you are able to get him Awaken level 2, that extra 1200 base HP helps a ton. You can see we got 38k. It's okay, but it's not very high. I do highly stress you get a lot of attack speed on him to get, then it basically banks him AoE if he keeps spamming out those single target heals. It's basically like he's AoE healing everyone, right? So that's a nice 1.7 second attack interval all the way down from 3 seconds. A bit of rage regen helps. I'd say if you could get it over 40, that's good, but over 30 for sure is very nice. And then I'd say you want at least 75 heal effect, at the minimum 50. Anywhere between 50 and 100 is good, but the closer to 100, the better. So we have a pretty solid build here. Broken set. No Asclepius, but we did go Salvation. I know people don't love the Salvation set, but heal effect really helps. So I actually do try to put Salvation set on my healers. Finally, we have our girl Midon. She is wearing the Jungle Relic. Just because her heals are so weak, I figured a little extra heal effect would be nice. We could have put also the Orb of Euphoria on her. However, they don't stack, so she probably wouldn't be helping more than like 1 or 2 more people. I think it better just get some better heals at her. Out of her. We also get the base stats. It's not much, but again, it's not a great build on her. Pretty low HP, as you can see, only 30k. We did put some attack speed plus 140, so we got 0.9 seconds off that attack interval down to 2.1. Solid, not rage regen, excuse me, solid heal effect. No rage regen to speak of, so any rage regen she does get is gonna just be coming from our Pantheon, but at the end of the day, she's our second healer, right? She's there just for like that last top off, just to make sure we're able to do it. Let me go back to the squad, see if I missed anyone. Doesn't look like I did, guys. Let me know what you think of this comp. Do you think I think it's pretty free to play friendly. I think there are options of where to sub things in and out. You're not gonna be able to beat a stage 19 with like, unless you have crazy gear, which I don't have and a lot of you probably don't have, without bringing some overpowered units. And I think it doesn't have to be Arrogance, it doesn't have to be Comet, it probably is gonna have to be someone really good. Like it might have to be a Zeala 2, it might have to be a Valkyra, it might not be Comet, but it might be Iona or Greed or Valkyra. Not Valkyria, excuse me, Virna. You know, maybe you could do it now that Lasier's coming out. Could he put enough out enough DPS? Maybe he could. Zealous, that could be interesting to try. He's also gonna get some debuffing going. But yeah, guys, that is absolutely my comp. I really hope that helps. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know if this helps you beat stage 219, because if you missed it, it was 4 streams. The longest one was like over 4 hours. Between the 4 streams, we streamed for over 10 hours, me bashing my head against the wall trying to beat this. It was like my ultimate bugaboo, so I was quite excited to finally beat it. Guys, I've been Fastidious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps. Like the video if you like it. Please leave a comment. Share it with your mother. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.